Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac,
And this is your boy Bryce.
and we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we made it to the end of the Roland Garros Grand Slam 2024. And Bryce, I tell you what, man, was it not fire or was it not fire? I so enjoyed this Roland Garros, bro. Tell the folks your thoughts about Roland Garros 2024.
Well, I mean, you said it, when we did the preview show, you were like, I'm really excited for, this year's Roland Garros because there were so many storylines, so many potential things we were looking for. And some of them shook out and some of them didn't. And I mean, I will just say this with the exception of Nadal not winning, I couldn't be happier, how it turned out,
Agreed.
but I know we're gonna get into all that, but look, there's some real things that we need to talk about in terms of trends and in the direction that we're going on both the men's and the ladies tours. And people, y'all gonna have to get out of your feelings about certain people because you know who I'm talking about, because certain folk are just kind of here to stay and they ain't looking to go nowhere no time soon.
At least not on play.
Exactly.
Oh goodness, man. So yeah, Bryce. That again, I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I know how we typically do for our post show. I think we start where at the quarterfinals and then just sort of talk our way through the actual finals. So who do you want to start with? You want to start with the men or the women?
Oh boy.
I know, right? So good.
I guess ladies first.
Ladies first.
You know what we'll do? We're gonna build up to this. So let's get some of the other events first, right?
I think that's a good idea, brother. Good idea.
All right. We ain't gonna let y'all just listen to the first 10 minutes of this podcast and turn it off.
Exactly. We gotta build you up. Build you up, buttercup. Right. So Bryce, why don't we start then with the mixed doubles? So, in that particular
let's start lower than that.
Yeah.
The boys and the girls. Some good action going on there.
Yes, we did. That's right.
So, Isaac, talk us through the boys. I mean, we had an American come through and win Roland Garros, and I believe that's the first time since Tommy Paul, right?
Yes, it is. At least I'm pretty sure. I apologize if we're wrong and we slighted somebody, but I believe Tommy Paul was the last Roland Garros winner from the U.S.
Yes,
and
right.
Yeah, Bryce. I mean, hey, talk about a nice victory for the U.S. So we were able to see another U.S. boy win in Bigoon. And Bryce, I have to say, I hadn't heard of this young man before, before this, but he fought out a tough draw and won in 3 sets. Ended up winning it second and third set 6-3, 6-3. So, hey, how about that? Shout out America getting a Roland Garros champion.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, his last 3 matches were all 3 setters, and he took out he was the number 5 seed himself, and he took out the number 2 seed in the semis, and then in the finals he was able to face a guy that I don't know if he was I'm kind of looking now, he was unseeded.
He was unseeded, that's right. That's right. That Bruthas,
yeah.
Yep.
And took him out. So, look, we know how things worked out for Tommy Paul, on the main tour. I'm not saying he's Tommy Paul, but, taking this title is a really good jumpstart to his career.
Absolutely. And quietly, I'm looking at that Bruthas. He from Poland. So he probably got inspired.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Just saying.
Exactly.
So excellent stuff. Congratulations to Mr. Bigoon. Hopefully we continue to see good results out of you, young man. Keep it going.
Right, right. Now, there's someone we wanted to call out on the girls' level, and she's an American, and her name is Tyra Grant. And it was actually you, BOT fam, to let us know because I had missed this. She is a young African American, who actually won the Australian Open girls doubles. So, she's already got a little hardware there,
Right.
but she had a really good tournament. She didn't take either one of the trophies, but in singles, she made it to the semifinals, which is an amazing result. She was the number 4 seed. She made it to her seeding. Unfortunately, she lost to the number 12 seed, but the number 12 seed took out the number 1 seed and went on to win the title. So she was obviously on one for this tournament. But not only did Tyra win the singles, make it to the semifinals in the girls singles, but she made it to the finals of the girls doubles. And she lost to, the same lady or same girl. Actually, I was going to call her girl, but then I was like, oh, that's disrespectful, but that's what the actual category is.
Though. It's girls.
Right. So she lost to that Valentova in the finals. But, African American female making it to the semifinals of the girls singles and the finals of the girls doubles. She had a great tournament.
She really did, Bryce. I mean, just a fantastic result. So nice to see, Americans, much less, sisters, get those results, making themselves known. And hopefully we continue to see really, really good positive results from Tyra, because this is a great start, let me say.
Right. And like Paul said, we're going to keep our good eye on her going forward. Now, before we jump into the grown folks draws, I hope, and if you didn't, you still have an opportunity to, but I hope you checked out the amazing on-site coverage we had for the 2 weeks there from our BOT fam OG, Paul Oakley Stovall. He was doing a damn thing over there at Roland Garros. It's out there on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Isaac, what did you think about what he was bringing down?
I mean, Paul is just outstanding in general. I mean, let us not forget he is a Tony winner. So he know what he doing, y'all. And he got out there and just provided Brothers on Tennis, the family, just such great coverage overall of the event, some of the behind the scenes, a lot of match play coverage. I mean, Paul did the thing, y'all. And if you have not seen, those posts, you need to check them out. He really did a fantastic job for the community, for the folk. Really impressed, and thank you again, Paul, for all that you continue to do for Brothers on Tennis.
Absolutely. And Paul went to Paris on the heels of winning Best Actor in the Diversity Short Film category at Cannes.
So, right? Come on, y'all.
Just doing the thing all the way around.
All the way around, man. Oh, congratulations on that as well, Paul. Good stuff, brother. Yeah, I saw it. It was excellent.
It was. So with that, Isaac, let's go ahead and take it into the grown folks.
Yes, sir. So we had, we'll start off, of course, with the mixed doubles. We ended up having a French person in the mixed doubles finals in Roger Vasselin. And I think that's how you pronounce his name. Mm-hmm. And he, I forget who he partnered with. I need to actually pull up that draw. Yes, Sigeman, who is always, I love Sigeman because she fights it. And she gets after it, and she knows how to play her some doubles. And they went against Neil Skupski, who is a Brit, and Krajcek, who is an American. And so, and Krajcek, she does the thing. I am really impressed with that young lady. So that was just, in my opinion, Bryce, a really, really great mixed doubles final. France got them a half half victory, half W. So
Right.
kudos to Roger Vasselin and to Sigerman for pulling that out. What were your thoughts on that match, my man?
Well, I mean, I have to look at her profile. I don't know how old Sigerman is, but it seems like she's been around a minute.
She's been around a grip. Yeah,
And
she's definitely in her 30s.
yeah, so I mean, shout out to these players that continue to produce great tennis in the latter stages of their careers.
Absolutely.
Um, and Vaseline has been around a minute too. I mean, he
Oh,
ain't no spring chicken either.
Exactly.
So shout out to the old folks. We out there.
Exactly. No, kudos to them. Kudos to them. And I tell you what, Bryce. We're going to talk, of course, about all of the grown folk draws, but shout out to the Italians. Let's just give a major shout out to the Italians, because these next four disciplines, they represented strong across all four of them. And Italian tennis is spicy right now. They got some good stuff going on in Italy, y'all. So watch out for them Italians.
I'm starting to feel about the Italian folks like we used to feel about the Russians. Remember when the Russians were running everything,
Yep.
It started off with the women, and then the men came through, and, like Serena used to say, seemed like everybody she plays went over. And
right.
And right now, it's the Italian. And what the real funny thing is? They doing damage like this, and Berrettini ain't even one of them that's really doing anything.
Exactly. Hadn't even been in the mix. I mean, he's playing this week on grass, but it's like he has not at all been anywhere. He's been completely out of sight with injury, and that still has not stopped the Italian train. It is flowing hit on both sides, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
Singles and doubles.
Singles and doubles. So yeah. So we'll go ahead and which should we start with, Bryce? The ladies or the men? Let's start with the men. So in the men's doubles. Again, speaking of the Italians, we had honestly, they're becoming one of my favorite teams. I'm not going to lie to you, my man. I've always been a fan of Simone Bellelli. He used to play singles, but now he's completely focused on doubles. And he's playing with an upstart in Babasori. I love that name. That's my name right there, Babasori. And so those two, man, they are really getting some good results in 2024. And they went up against our guys.
Yes.
And as much as I love me some Simone Bolelli and Babasori, I could no. It was all about that Mate Pavic.
Too excited, man.
Right? I'm just too excited. And Marcelo Aravello, man, we have met these gentlemen. We talked to these gentlemen a couple months ago at Indian Wells. Man, those guys are awesome. And the fact that they made it through Bryce and got them a Roland Garros championship, I was so proud of them. What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, let's dive into that a little bit. So, number one for Aravello, who was our guy. Remember that we even hit up in Times Square in New York. This was his second Roland Garros title, so he was like, this ain't no fluke. I done been here and done this before, so know what time it is.
Come on.
And then Pavic just completed a career golden slam for him. So for those of y'all that don't know what a golden slam is, that means he's won in his career, not necessarily in the same year, but in his career, he's won each one of the major titles in doubles, and he's also won a gold medal in doubles. And the Roland Garros title was the one that was missing from his shelf, and he got it. And you could see the emotion for him, because that's not just a year accomplishment. that is a career accomplishment. And that Olympic gold eludes a lot of people.
Yes, it
I
does.
mean, there's probably a number of players who have gotten each one of the majors in doubles. I mean, still not a lot, but,
A lot.
a number. But, that Olympic gold, that makes a huge difference.
Rarefied air, man. Rarefied air. I mean, I don't know very many. What, maybe the Bryans? I don't know anybody else that has like an overall golden, slam, if you will. I don't
The
know.
Williams sisters.
Oh, well, yes, yes. Yes. Come on. Yes. And theirs is legit. Not to say that Popovich is not, but yeah, they only went for a couple years, and they got theirs. They was like, listen, we're gonna get this.
They got a career golden slam a couple times.
A couple times. Never lost a final. Anyway, never. So Bryce, overall, men's doubles, again, kudos, shout out to the Italians. Great run. They are doing great things, and watch out for them quietly in the Olympics, because I would not be surprised if we don't see them on the podium. Now, we heard some news about a certain team in Spain that might be
Now, wait a minute. Now, Pavic and Arvello can't play together in the Olympics.
No. I'm talking about the Italians. I'm talking about Valentini and Bolelli. No, I'm talking about those two. Yeah. No, Arvello and Pavic can't play together. They're from different countries. I think where's Arvello from again? He had it draped around his collar when he was getting the trophy. I always forget.
Yeah, is it Chile?
No, he's not Chilean. He's El Salvador or
something
like that. And we know that Pavic is
Croatian.
He's Serbian.
I mean, Serbian. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So anyway, it's all good. But yeah, don't be surprised if we don't see the Italians on that stage, and as far as Olympics go. And speaking, go ahead.
And what you were alluding to, who they may run into.
Oh, I tell you what, there's a couple Spaniards that are talking about they're going to play together. No, they're not even talking about it. I believe it has been confirmed.
It has.
And I'm telling you what, it's going to take a lot it's going to take a lot to beat that team. And the team that we are talking about, folks, is Rafael Nadal and Carlitos Alcaraz. Charlie.
Yeah. Right.
Man, come on, Bryce.
Well, I got one hater statement. I just need Rafa to play better than he did in Rogers' last doubles match at Laver Cup. I ain't forgot that.
I forgot.
No.
Well, considering he will be on clay, I'm pretty sure that we will get the best version of Nadal on the doubles court. I'm pretty certain of that.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire, folks. If y'all ain't hyped for the Olympics, I'm telling you what, something wrong with you.
Right.
So anyway, with that being said, Bryce, we will continue moving here. We'll talk about the women's doubles, and once again, shout out to the Italians. They had yet another team in the finals in Paolini and in Sara Errani. Unfortunately, Bryce, for them, they again came up against a team that was just not to be denied. And that team was Siniakova and our girl, Miss Coco Gauff, who finally got over that hurdle and got her a major women's doubles Grand Slam championship, Bryce. What were your thoughts about Coco getting it done?
Well, Coco was like, I got to leave these Americans alone to get this daggone doubles title. Let me get on out here. It's unfortunate that they can't play together in the Olympics either, but no, very happy for her. She now has a major in both singles and in doubles.
Yes.
And that's great. I mean, it was a little black on blackish crime there with her and Paolini, but it was funny. I was talking to somebody and I was asking them who they wanted to win in that final. And when I was asked the question, I was like, you know what? Honestly, may the best team win. I would be so happy for either one of them. But with Coco winning, I guess I should have been voting for Coco since she's American. But with her winning, I was very, very happy for her with that finish.
Yeah, I definitely wanted her to get over the line as far as that women doubles Grand Slam title because, again, she's got a singles, now she's got a doubles. Hopefully, again, all of the now, now the pressure is just adding to your tally versus not having actually done it. So I'm hoping that will continue to give her, good, just mental fortitude when she gets into those types of matches and can get it done. And I'm pretty sure that her and Jess Pegula are going to be playing in the Olympics together. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that that energy can still be there and they can get that gold going forward.
And big question for you, Isaac, is
yes,
who
sir.
does Coco play with at the U.S. Open?
I know.
I'm messing.
No, but it's a fair question, Bryce. I still think that she suits it up with Jess Pegula because again, it's the U.S. Open. It's in the U.S. It would look a little bit sketch if she's then pulls Siniakova to play doubles with and doesn't play with Jess. So I get it. You got a proven track record of winning with this. But let's remember though, they actually were not even supposed to be playing together. They got together like a day or so before the draw came out because Pegula announced that she wasn't playing the Roland Garros. And I forget who Siniakova's partner was, but they pulled out as well. And so basically both their partners pulled out. So they were like, hey, we both free, so we might as well do this thing. And look what happens. They get a Grand Slam title. So but I think because of that, there wasn't that commitment to one another. So I don't know that I would see them playing with each other going forward, to be honest with you, even with that title.
You gotta think about it. That's how that when God step in, you've been praying for this. You've been praying for this opportunity.
Just saying, right?
Oh, I'm trying not to be messing. So.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. I ain't mad at you because you said all truth. It ain't like you saying a lie.
All right.
Yes,
so let's get to the good stuff. I'm gonna make you pick which one we hit. Now, you know what? Let's do this. You think about what we're gonna pick. We're gonna go and take a little break, and then we'll be right back. All right, Isaac.
All right.
It's time. Who'd you pick?
I think we need to go with the ladies. Even though both ladies and the men's was so outstanding in the latter stages of the tournament, but I think we need to start with the ladies only because, again, what we predicted is what ended up happening. But I tell you what ended up happening in the semifinals or the quarterfinals was definitely not what we had predicted. So, Bryce, we went into the quarterfinals and, we had Miss Iga and she was going to play Vondrasova, which, that's cool. That's cool. You got Coco Gauff playing Ons Jabeur. Very cool. And at the bottom, we ended up having Jasmine Paolini versus Rybakina and Mira Andreeva against Sabalenka. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure who you picked, but I remember I had Coco and Swiatek playing one another in the semis. So that was not a surprise. But Bryce, that bottom half of the draw, I thought we were going to get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And apparently, 2 and 4 were like, I don't feel well or something's going on. But Paolini stepped up and got up on Rybakina. And I saw that and I was like, dang, okay. Didn't expect that, but kudos to Paolini for the sister getting the W.
Right.
But I did not then expect for Mira Andreeva to come out and take it to Sabalenka. That threw me, bro. What were your thoughts on those upsets?
Yeah, you're right. We were both together on the top. I picked Swiatek and Coco to make it to the semis, but had picked Rabakina and Sabalenka. I mean, who didn't pick them?
Exactly.
To be in the semis. Paolini. I mean, look, we have just watched this young lady's star rise over the last year to year and a half,
Yeah.
and you know that was a huge win for her. But then I was thinking like, oh, that's a good win. Not exactly sure how she's going to do against her and Sabalenka back to back. I'm not sure if she's got that Leylah Fernandez thing in her right now. But Andreeva, I did not see that coming at all. And because I was fully expecting to see Iga and Sabalenka in the finals. So shout out to the young ladies on tour that ain't scared of big babe tennis and are like, we here for that too.
We here for it too, exactly. And we on clay, so we know how to nullify it. And that's basically what a lot of them did. Now, true enough, Rybakina nor Sabalenka played their A game. I mean, they were not 100% in those matches. But regardless, you take your opportunity. And if you can get over the finish line, then good on you for doing so. And that's what both of those young ladies did. So I was shocked, but at the same time, I was pretty happy for both of them. You know what I mean? And then to see Paolini, she stepped up on it. Mira Andreeva was like, "You're not ready." She's like, "You young. You did your thing with Sabalenka. I know you didn't celebrate that, but you're not ready for this final."
No, and Andreeva, I mean, just making it to the semifinals was like
17.
Success for her. I mean, and I figured I had a hunch that the moment might be a little big for her.
Yeah.
Paolini has been playing. Look, she came in the tournament ranked number 15. You're not number 15 because you ain't been doing nothing all year, right?
Correct.
So she came through and she did her thing, and we ended up with Paolini in the finals, and then we had to think about what's going on up north. And look, let me just say this. I'm proud of Coco for having a good match against Iga.
Yeah.
She represented well. It was the second closest match Iga had all week. But there was never a point during that match that I did not think Iga was going to win.
Correct. Again, and I think we've talked about this in nausea. Coco Gauff will not beat Iga Swiatek with the forehand that she possesses right now. It's just a matchup thing, folks. And it's nothing against Coco Gauff. She is an amazing young lady, amazing athlete. It is strictly matchup. Iga's forehand, Coco's forehand, Iga's going to win every time. And like I said, I know that Coco got that victory in Cincinnati on hard court. That to me is her best chance of beating Iga. But even then, it is still very much Iga's favor. I mean, seriously. Right. So, so like you said, I was proud of Coco for getting in there and battling and doing what Coco does. But again, it's just a matchup thing, and it's just not going to get any better until she gets that forehand worked out. And that's just all it is to it.
Do you not think Coco's best chance against Iga might be on grass?
Correct. I think grass because of Coco's creativity on grass. I still feel like that loopy forehand doesn't really do either of them any good on grass. But I think that's where Coco can start kind of pushing and bunting and slicing the forehand, and that's where. And I feel like Coco is a much better athlete on grass than Iga is. She knows how to move better. She knows how to be more creative on grass. So you're absolutely right. Grass is by far the best surface for Coco to get a victory against Iga. The thing is, Bryce, I don't think that we'll see them play on grass. And this is the thing. And like I said, no slight against Iga. I think this is where she is most definitely like Rafael Nadal. Because when we look at the matchup between Federer and Nadal and you see how lopsided it is, why is it so lopsided? Because Federer always made it to where he was supposed to on clay because he was the second best clay court player. But
Right.
unfortunately, on the other surfaces, grass and on hard court, it was very inconsistent, and Nadal never made it to play Federer for him to be able to get those potential victories. I see
Right.
that being the case with between Iga and Coco as well. I just don't know that I will. I see them because again, they're always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see them being outside of the top four, and I
Right.
just don't know that I see Iga consistently getting to that round where she will have to play Coco on a hard court, and even this Wimbledon. I don't see that happening at this Wimbledon personally.
Yeah. Well, a silver lining out of that loss still was by Coco making it to the semifinals and Sabalenka not making it to the finals. Coco rose to a career high, number 2 in the world. She's already been number 1 in the world in doubles.
Yep.
And now number 2. I keep telling people there was so much hype on Coco from when she was 14 or probably even younger.
Even younger,
And
yeah.
you talking about give this woman some credit for having not only lived up to, but maybe even having surpassed
Agreed.
a lot of these very lofty expectations that were out there for her.
Absolutely agree with that, Bryce. I mean, Coco Gauff is an outstanding young lady, athletically off the court, just everything about her exudes confidence. And I can't say enough good things about her. What I will say though is I'm gonna talk about her brand though. New Balance, y'all need to come a little bit better with your outfit though, because they was pimping it out at Roland Garros this year, Bryce. Some of them outfits was popping, especially the one with the taupe and the clay kind of. The combos were sick, man. I was loving everybody's gear, and then here come Coco with like some navy blue and white, and I was like, sis, we could do better than that. We can do better than that. So that was my only criticism for Coco is I wasn't. It wasn't that it was bad looking, but compared to everybody, all the other gear that was out there, the Nike, they had the Bumblebee gear with the yellow, white, and black. I just thought New Balance went a little they was a little conservative, a little soft on this one. So let's step that up a little bit, y'all. Come on, Coco, get your creative team out of it.
Right. Well, we end up with a final of Swiatek and Jasmine Paolini.
Yes.
And no disrespect to our sister.
No, none.
But Iga, like you said it best. She is the Rafael Nadal on the ladies' side as it relates to Roland Garros. I mean, the biggest surprise this whole tournament was the Osaka match.
Correct.
Nobody expected Osaka to have a shot against Iga on clay.
On clay.
I mean, nobody with half a tennis brain would think that. And so while that was a great result for Osaka, like I mentioned on our mid-fortnight show, that was that one match that they always say, players need in a major to kind of get through to give them that to propel them for the rest of the tournament. Because honestly, after she escaped not losing that match to Osaka, she didn't look back. And I'm including Coco in that because although you'd be like, oh, well, Coco, the score was whatever. Yeah, but like I said, she was never in danger of losing that match.
Right. And let us be clear, Bryce. She ran 18 games in a row. Let's just call it what it is. So she played Bushkova and she beat her 6-4, 6-2. And then she got a hold of Potapova, who is not a slouch, y'all. Not a slouch at all. No. Beat her love, and then continued that theme with Vondrasova and beat her love and 2. So she ran 18 plus straight games.
Yep.
Against the Wimbledon champion and Potapova, who again is no slouch. Iga was like, okay.
Right.
Okay, y'all. We done got past this Osaka thing. Yes, it was tough. Yes, I'm glad I made it through it. But you know what? I'm still Iga. This is still clay. I'm about to do me. And that's exactly what she did.
Right. And she went out on a sister beat down this tournament too, because she took out Osaka, Coco, and she said, Paolini, you are not ready.
I
I
even
hope
thought she was nice in that final, Bryce, because I thought she was gonna give her that bagel in that second set. And I thought it was 5-love. I was like, ooh, she gonna give her that bagel. And then she just kind of let up a little bit. I was like, oh, that's nice. I ain't never seen Ika do that either. But
I thought the same thing.
Come on.
I really did. I really thought the same thing. So so before we continue with the Iga accolades, Paolini, she had the best tournament of anybody, because she was in the finals of the doubles and she was in the finals of the singles. And, she's now number 7 in the world in singles. Number 7.
7. Crazy, Bryce.
So
proud of her.
There were so many people that I would get a message from, like, who is Paolini? I've not heard of her before, and with that smile that she has, let the endorsements fall through.
Come on now.
Fall through.
Pull up. Yeah, exactly. Pull up, because she's doing the thing, and she's gonna be there for a while. Because remember, she won a master. I'm sorry, not a Masters, but a Tier 1. Yep. And she's at the finals of Roland Garros. She's going to be in the top 10 for a while, y'all. So let those endorsements flow, like you just said. Give her her due.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Jasmine Paolini, and we're going to be looking forward to seeing what you do on the grass.
Absolutely. Look out for it, y'all.
Now, Isaac, let's talk about this woman named Iga Swiatek and what she doing.
Listen, Iga is scary right now, Bryce. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I still feel like there are probably only a couple players. Because again, the thing with Osaka was surprising, but then it wasn't. Because remember, when we look at the person or people that she has the most difficulty with, it's those ones that really can slap the ball, like your Ostapenkos. Again, even Rybakina, because Rybakina hits a very flat. Sabalenka is different because she hits with more spin, but it's heavy. But with Rybakina, she hits very flat, and so she has problems with ladies that hit big and flat. And luckily for her, there ain't but a couple of them out there.
Right.
And I still feel like even with them, they are still having to battle in order to really try to challenge her on clay. And Bryce, she just turned what, 23, 24? 20,
yeah, she's not 24 yet. No,
22 or 23, and maybe even 22. I don't know. No, I think it's 23. But regardless, she's got 4 Roland Garros titles at 23. I mean, honestly, and they even said that Chrissy Everett, when they were presenting the trophy to her, she was like, "You are definitely going to surpass my record." And Chrissy's got 7.
Right.
So
she already caught Justine.
Already caught Justine with 4. And to me, Bryce, it would absolutely not be unheard of for Iga to win double digits at Roland Garros. I think that she will, to be very honest with you. I think there will be 1 or 2 maybe stumbles. Like I said, how Rafa had that Robin Soderling year, and she'll have that. But overall, across her career, I think she gets double digits.
And you know what? She has, remember when we were talking to Craig Boynton, and he was saying, for players that want to be number 1 or that want to be great, there's a level of focus that they have to have. We can name several players that we feel have the actual talent or the ability, but the focus isn't there. And you can tell Iga ain't nothing but focus.
Focus, complete.
And with Rafael Nadal also being her idol, she wants to truly be the female side of what he has done.
Right.
And look, like I was stating earlier, I know some of our BOT fam ain't crazy about, Iga, but, take Isaac and I as an example. I mean, we're not the biggest Djokovic fans, but we have to acknowledge what the man does. The man is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And you acknowledge and respect what he's done. For y'all that are not feeling Iga, you have to respect what this young lady is doing. And 4 Roland Garros titles at this age, 5 look, you don't want to hear this, but with 5 titles, she's already 2 behind Venus.
Say it.
So
it's the truth. It's the truth.
And really, like you're saying, unless one of these other players does something, they make an adjustment. Coco has the forehand. Maybe she can tighten up. I don't know. The other players are going to have to do something to become legitimate threats for her.
Correct.
Because right now, it doesn't look like she has one.
No. And that's the thing that's when you're great, is when you can play your A game and people have to adjust their game in order to compete with you. And that is the level that Iga is on in the WTA side on clay. Anybody that comes against Iga is not just going to be able to play their normal tennis. I mean, again, Osaka was playing Osaka level tennis. We hadn't seen that in a while. That's why we were like, whoa. And again, if Osaka can maintain that type of a level, oh yeah, I think that she will be able to challenge Iga. But at the same time, I will still be leaning on Iga as the favorite going into that matchup, because again, Iga, that's her surface. She is a beast on that surface, and until somebody proves that they can consistently do something against her, you don't bet against it.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you're completely right. Another thing that is kind of scary about Iga is, let's not forget, it's not just that she won Roland Garros. She came in on the back of winning the Italian and Madrid. So she basically swept the clay court season, not just the major,
Correct.
So
beating the number 2 seed in both of them.
Yeah.
Or number 2 ranked player, I should say, in Sabalenka. So there you go.
And beat the new one in Roland Garros.
You're right.
Eagle, like, who number 2 now? Who need it?
Who need it? Because it don't matter. It don't matter. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to on them other surfaces, but just know this red stuff, that's mine. That's mine until you prove otherwise.
So, Isaac, do you then say, and I know the answer in my mind, but I'm just for sake of the show.
Yes.
Do you say that Iga is the favorite to take the gold at the Olympics?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's going to take something incredibly special in order to deter her from not taking gold. And you know how things are at the Olympics. People get all, wild when it comes to competing for their country. But at the same time, I still don't see anybody being able to take her down. I mean, seriously.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at.
So, y'all, that was the women. So since we got a little lengthy on the women, we're going to take one more break here, and we'll be back to talk about the men. All right, Isaac, let's get into it on the final grown folks draw that we have, and that would be the men.
The men. So Bryce, I mean, you know how we do. We talk about, the quarters. I think we were pretty consistent at the quarters because, you had Djokovic, Casper Ruud, Zverev. Surprising that De Minaur upset Medvedev, I have to say. But was it a huge surprise? Not really, because we all know that Medvedev doesn't really like clay. So in that regard, kudos to Demon for getting that victory and getting to the quarters. Tsitsipas Alcaraz, and then we had Dimitrov against Sinner, and those were the quarters. So again, I'm pretty sure that we predicted those. So, unfortunately, well, I mean, it is what it is, but Djokovic apparently ends up hurting himself in the match against Cerundolo, and then has to pull out. And then subsequently has had microscopic surgery, I think, on the knee. So, so he unfortunately was unable to play his match against Casper Ruud. So Casper makes it to the semis. Zverev, to no surprise to me at least, beat up on Demon and got to the semifinals. Again, that's, without Djokovic, of course, Casper, we expected him to get there. And Bryce, any thoughts on those two?
No, just I called those two. I figure Ruud was going to make it to the semifinals. I just did not have faith in Djokovic. He hasn't made it to a final this year yet. Didn't think it was going to start here. Zverev, on the other hand, has been he was the hot guy coming in, winning the Italian. And, I like Demon and all, but this was real grown folks tennis at this level, and I don't think he was ready.
Yeah, I agree with you. And just really quickly, Bryce, I mean, I know that we're not going to take a ton of time to talk about Djokovic, but the fact that he had to, again, pull out of a Grand Slam match, because we know he's all about Grand Slam titles these days, pull out, you have to go and have microscopic surgery. The man's 37. Do we really see Djokovic being able to get back to another Grand Slam final? If he doesn't, I guess I'm just really, I don't know, because I feel like Wimbledon is always a good one for him. But if he's coming in just having had surgery, I don't know that I can see him getting back to a final and actually competing for one. So I'm beginning to wonder if we have not. I mean, I don't want to say seen, the last of Djokovic in finals, but I guess I'm kind of hinting around to it. I think we might have.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go back. I've been saying this. When we were talking about Nadal going out and folks were saying, Djokovic is about to run the tables, I was like, I don't see it. There are too many of these young guys that are playing amazing tennis, and the fear factor is not there anymore. No. And Djokovic has made it even easier because he's been losing to people before he gets to them.
Before he even gets to them.
Right. Yep. So I think I read there's a really good chance that Djokovic is not going to be playing Wimbledon. Because he doesn't want to rush, that knee getting back. Right. And he's not defending champion there. He has already slipped now to number 3 in the rankings. And you just have to wonder how much is the Olympics playing in his mind, because Djokovic still has never really done anything in the Olympics.
At the Olympics, exactly.
So, I think we've heard there's, drama in the camp. Now there's physical issues. You got the young guns who ain't scared. I think it's all for reputation and what he's done in the past that I kind of acknowledge him getting deep in draws. But when we get to the business end, like semifinals and later, if he's got a Sinner or an Alcaraz or Zverev or any of these people in his
or Medvedev on hard court,
right? He really ain't my pick.
No. Like I said, I picked him to win Roland Garros because I thought he was healthy. I thought he was kind of rounding into form. But again, at 37, and you experience a physical injury such that you have to have surgery, microscopic or whatever, you had to have surgery. That's at 37, bro. I just, and when you and seeing the matches that we saw, so we're gonna progress past this. Right. But seeing the matches that we saw, Djokovic needs to be at that prime Djokovic level to be competing against these kids the way that they are playing. Because if we scroll on down to that bottom half, Bryce, we talk about that Tsitsipas. Okay, well, we know that Alcaraz beat up on Tsitsipas and Sinner beat up on Grigor. Bryce, I'm gonna tell you what. That Sinner Alcaraz, I'm going to enjoy that matchup. If y'all are not on that train, you are missing something, because those two boys are special, and they Bryce, I'm telling you, first and foremost, I need both of them to win 15 Grand Slams, and you know why. Secondly, and I honestly think that and I honestly think that they will, if I'm being very honest with you. Because Bryce, that
you put that one in on me. You
I
put
need
that one in on
top
me.
5, Bryce. We already got 3. I need 2 more. Boop, 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 boop. And so, with that being said, I love Alcaraz Sinner. The matchup is fire, and those young men are they just like, hey, we gonna they. To me, that is the new Federer and Nadal. It's the new Federer and Nadal matchup. It is beautiful when they play one another. I'm there for every second. It's so good.
I agree with you, and I love the fact that they're now in the rankings 1 and 2, because we don't need any more of them meeting in the semifinals.
No,
and I'll be just very honest. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't see Djokovic surpassing either one of them going forward. I think the highest I see Djokovic ranked going forward now is 3.
Correct.
And we have to remember, isn't Alcaraz missing the Australian Open?
Yes.
So he number 2 with a goose egg at a major.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how good that young man is. It's so good, Bryce. It's so good. It's semifinal. So good.
So with that matchup, I mean, we had a situation where, Sinner was up 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was like, I thought Alcaraz was going to probably take this one.
Right.
And Alcaraz was like, hold my beer. I ain't done yet. They told me I had 5 sets to get this done.
Right? And that's what's so awesome about that young man is he's in that mindset. He's like, I got 5 sets. I ain't got to rush this thing. And I think that, again, that's his staff. His coaching staff, and that's the people around him who are really getting him mentally right as it relates to these Grand Slams. Because that was the thing with the big 3 and the big 5, if you will, is they were like, yeah, okay, you might sneak up on us maybe in a best 2 out of 3. But guess what? Best of 5? No. You can't get with us. And that is what Carlos and that's what Jannik Sinner are proving, is that they will be able to figure you out in order to win in 5 sets. And like I said, Bryce, I got concerned about Carlos because of the fact that he let that 3rd set slip away. And the reason I say that is because Jannik was cramping in the 3rd set. He was cramping hard. And so you got to take advantage. And I feel like Carlos just didn't do that for whatever reason. I just was kind of like, you are making just a lot of errors right now where you should be putting it on him. And so that concerned me. But then he got into the 4th set and was just like, no, if I'm going to beat you, I want to beat you straight up. I want you to be good. I want no excuses. Yeah. And so Jannik Sinner got his nutrition and everything back good. And Carlos was like, well, let's get after it. And he took that 4th and 5th set. And I was just like, okay, here we go. So any other thoughts on that particular match from you, Bryce?
Other than that is, like you said, that's the Roger, Rafa. I love the fact that they appear to be very friendly and supportive of each other. You don't always see that at the top of the game, but we saw that with Rafa and Roger, and I think we're going to see that with Carlos and Jannik.
I agree with that 100%. Like I said, they put their battle armor on to go after it, and then after it's done, all right, we're good. I like that type of sportsmanship. That to me is A-okay. And so on the top, of course, we ended up having Alexander Zverev, Sasha Zverev beating Casper Ruud. Casper was under the weather. He has some stomach things going on, so which is really unfortunate because I was really hoping that he would be able to get to yet another Roland Garros final, but it was Sasha's turn. It was Sasha's year, and so he was like, "Listen, I've been through a lot, so let me at least get to this final," and he made it there. And I tell you what, Bryce. He put forth a good battle those first 3 sets. I mean, he lost the first set, but then he won the second and third, and I was just kind of like, and how there was a window in that match, and I don't know if you remember it, and I think it was in the third set. Zverev was hitting his forehand better than Carlos, and I was sitting there like, okay, this is a problem. But
Right.
Carlos just went off the rails because he was just not hitting his form. I don't know what was going on with him. I don't know but when Zverev took the third set, I was just kind of like, okay, he gonna have to lock in like he did against Sinner. And Bryce, that's exactly what he did. It's exactly what he did, man. And he can, and not only did he do it, but he opened up the bakery. It was like, yeah, because what wasn't it 6-2, 6-1 or 6? What did he win the last? Yeah, 6-1, 6-2.
It was one of those go and get out of here type.
Go and get out of here. 6-1, 6-2. So Carlos Alcaraz, I'm telling you, Bryce, he's got 3 Grand Slams at 3 different majors. He's 1 away from a career slam. Again, I need him to win 15. Thoughts?
Well, and here's the other thing I have to say about Alcaraz is, let's not just slide over that. He made history in terms of being the youngest man to have won a major on each of the 3 surfaces. Younger than Roger, younger than Novak, younger than Rafa. Now, I saw them ask him about that, and I really liked his response because he said one of the things that made the big three is they continue to progress and improve their games all the way to their late 30s. So it's like, yeah, that's nice, these records, the youngest to do it. But he said, if I don't win anymore, then what have I done? So the focus, he said he wants to win as many majors as possible.
He's going to win a lot, Bryce. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and the thing that's beautiful about his game and that particular mark that he just made is that means he is a legitimate threat at every major.
Every major. So he got 4 chances to add on his tally every year.
Every year. Yep.
Every year. And then so let's do some math. He's 20 years old. There are 4 Grand Slams every year. So by the time he is 30, y'all, he will have 40 opportunities to add to his tally.
Yeah.
He's got 3 already.
And it's weird because I forgot who was saying it, if it was McEnroe or who, but someone was saying what's scary about Alcaraz is although there's some things he can improve on, it's not a lot.
It's not a lot. His game is complete, bro. It's stupid how good it is. It's just a matter of him staying mentally locked in to execute it. That's really the only thing that's the thing that concerns me about Carlos, because he's got the shots. He knows how to execute them. It's the mental. And you can tell because he's a Tiapo. He's a very joyful guy. He's got that smile. He enjoys the game of tennis. And who was it? I think Jim Courier had interviewed Agassi and said he's going to have to basically dumb down his tennis in order to be great, because all of the fan shots, the Gael Monfils shots, if you're trying to be up there with Roger, Rafa, and Novak, you're not going to be able to do those types of shots all the time. You got to be more disciplined. So you got to be duller, if you will, to the fans. But you're going to be more consistent, and you're going to be able to deliver more if you have that discipline. And that's the thing. I think Juan Carlos has gotten that in his head, is that he is playing, in my opinion, a more consistent brand of tennis right now. And if he continues that, to me, only Jannik Sinner is the only one that will be able to battle and compete with him.
Right. And, I was explaining this to someone else. I was saying with Sinner and with Alcaraz, I think Sinner has a higher base level, but Alcaraz has another gear that he can go to.
Correct.
Right? That Sinner can't. And so whenever Alcaraz decides to go into cheat mode. He pulls out the cheat codes.
Yeah.
You know, that's when Sinner, he doesn't have anything that he can do. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked about the women.
Yeah.
Do you go in saying that Alcaraz is the favorite to take the gold at the Olympics?
I do, but he is not as overwhelming of a favorite as Iga is on the women's side, because Yannick Sinner is not to be played with. Simply put, Yannick Sinner is not to be played with. I know we're giving all this love and all these accolades to Carlos, but Yannick Sinner is right there. And you said it. He's got that skill base. And if he's on the day and Carlos is just that little bit off, Yannick will win. And I think that that's what we're going to see over the career of these two young men is when are they going to be, on versus slightly off.
Right.
For me, again, I think going into the Olympics, Carlos goes in with the confidence. He's won Roland Garros. But I tell you what, Sinner's not going to be far behind him because he pushed him to 5 sets. And he wasn't feeling good. And he pushed him to 5 sets. He cramped up.
Right.
So if he gets his fitness right, in his mind, he's like, oh, I'm going to be right there with him. I'm going to be right there with him, and I'm going to take this. And again, Bryce, when you're playing for your country, that's the other thing. That's a whole nother level of pressure and knowing that the Olympics only come around every 4 years, there's that level. It's like, who's going to be able to keep their mind right in order to be able to get over the finish line? That to me has a lot to do with it. So I give Carlos he is definitely my favorite going into the Olympics, but I would not be surprised if Yannick Sinner or, hell, you never know. Zverev might step up for Germany and be like, yo, get it out the way. You just never know.
He did it last time.
He did it because he got him a gold. That's right. That's his top prize.
He's defending champion.
Correct. So that's the thing, Bryce, is who's going to be able to hold their nerve representing their country at the Olympics. I feel like that's going to be the telling tale, but I still give Alcaraz the edge going into it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the men's in the Olympics is 2 out of 3, right?
It is 2 out of 3. That is correct. It's not best of 5.
Right. So when you think about some of these results, when Alcaraz got down 2 sets to 1, he's not going to be able to do that.
Nope. He's going to have to come out on court ready. Come out ready. So,
well, I think that was the 2024 Roland Garros Championships. Any final words about those 2 weeks?
No, they were just exceptional. And sorry, folks, I got Gabby, so we went over the hour length time. But that's how good Roland Garros was to me this 2024 event. It was amazing. We saw some amazing tennis, and I just feel like we're set up for so many good things going forward on both the ladies and the men's tour, Bryce. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I share that excitement with you too, my brother. So look, everyone, stay tuned. We're only halfway through the tennis year. Give us a couple of weeks, and we're going to be talking about the Wimbledon Championships and what goes down there. So stay tuned for all of that goodness. So since we've run so long, we're going to go ahead and close up the shop. But with that, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everyone, stay well.